That's Blackbird by the Beatles. This is Benjamin from Be Imagine Music Studio, downtown Haverhill, one of the guitar instructors. And I wanted to show you the way that I like to play Blackbird. Now, I'm not sure if this is how Paul McCartney played it. In terms of the notes, it's the same thing, but my right hand approach, I chose to play it with Travis picking style. So my right hand thumb plays the alternate bass, and I actually end up using my middle finger solely for all the high melody notes. Now there's two rhythms that you need to know, and that's really all. And these are for the right hand. Another thing I'd like to add is anytime you play any sort of right hand finger style technique, you need to be careful of the way you place your wrist. It should just stay in the same place, but what happens is the digits of your fingers and your thumb just kind of close. A mistake is to play this pinch and go like this and pull away. It's not like that at all. Instead, I just stay close, and maybe if I can show you from another angle. See, I just keep the right hand placed and squeeze those digits. Be careful of that. First rhythm is where your right hand does what I like to call pinch bass or pinch thumb, because my thumb is always playing those bass notes. So it goes like this. Good example of it, I got my third finger on this low G note. I'm playing my thumb on that sixth string. My right hand middle finger is playing the second string, which is the B note. I play those together, what we call a pinch. One thing is, notice that my hands try to kind of pass each other like this. I don't want to pinch and then collide fingers. I want to kind of keep my right hand in the back and my thumb in the front. It's kind of a classical technique. So, and then my thumb plays that G. So you can rehearse that and practice just playing that one rhythmic pattern by going like this. Sit on the couch, play 100 of these, get used to that rhythm. Now the other rhythm, we'll use the exact same notes, and it sounds like this. So I have a couple of goofy ways to talk about it that might help. The first way is very simple. I'm just describing it as the pinch, thumb, finger, thumb, finger, thumb. Pinch, thumb, finger, thumb. Just for some weird reason though, I like to describe it as pinch, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, pinch, Scooby-Dooby-Doo. So I feel like students will remember that, and of course that rhythm needs to be played like we say it. Pinch, Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Another way, if you don't like my Scooby-Doos, you can also describe it like this. Pinch, inside, outside, thumb. Pinch, inside, outside, thumb. So, now what you can do is head over to my Instagram and you can see my chart of this piece. I got it written out in Tablature. One technique that I used in terms of my tablature, because of course tablature is kind of strange, my students will get a copy that will have the sheet music written there as well, so that you can understand the real rhythms, which is the thing that tablature lacks. So anyhow, one of my ways of describing which left hand finger to play the fretted notes is I use R for ring finger, M for middle finger, and I for index, and P for pinky. May seem strange because some of those letters usually are used for describing the right hand when you're reading classical music. Bear with me as we learn it in tab. So, I for index, M for middle, R for ring, P for pinky. In the beginning, opening phrase of the intro, we play pinch, bass. Index finger plays this first fret of the second string, but the thumb has to switch to the fifth string. Then to this shape, which I choose the index and pinky, because then I can relax and travel them up the strings. And now, instead of being only one fret apart, they're now 2 frets apart. And we arrive up here for this 10th fret note and this 12th fret note. It's a little bit tricky to follow in this guitar, but you can tell that that's the 12th fret. And here we play that other rhythm of pinch, inside, outside, thumb. So I'll play that section super slow for you. It'd be like... So that's for you to play along, maybe pause that and play that a few times so you can get comfortable. The next section, boy, one thing I noticed, I'll tell you, is when I made this video, I kept squeaking. I thought I've been playing this song for years, it shouldn't be so difficult, but I tried to really have a relaxed feeling and maybe dry my fingers off so that I don't squeak too much on the guitar, but you got to deal with that. Next part, I begin with my second finger on the 5th string, 3rd fret, and I pinch the high string this time, and like that. Now, the way that I feel comfortable doing this is I often highlight in the student's tablature how the middle finger would go from the 3rd fret to the 4th fret. I'll highlight those two. So you got. Now, that's because that's like the connector finger. Then I'll highlight the index finger as it goes over to here. So I got that unwanted string there. Let me try that again. People often mess that moment up because your thumb has to change to the 4th string. Now my index finger is still the connector to the 5th fret and the 6th fret of the A string. So I get this 5 and 6. Then my middle finger is now the connector to the 7th fret. Bass falls. Then you pretty much go backwards with the finger selection of the left hand through those other pieces that we already played. I guess that's new. Again, this is just my choice. You could try my way. I think that's a good way to learn from another teacher. Try their way, and then if you'd like to change it, do it your own way for sure. Next part, you have the chorus. So I got the 8th fret of the 5th string, the 10th fret of the 2nd string. Pinch those. Thumb plays G. Go ahead over to this other shape, like squeezing your fingers together. That was at 7/8. Now at 5/6. Then spread them back apart again to play your 3/5. You got the 1/3. Now, I'm going to kind of stop from there because the best thing you could do to really get to know this song is not even to watch a video like this, quite as much as listening to it a lot. I hope the video will help because it'll have given you some selection of which right hand fingers to use and left hand. But what I enjoy about the chart that I give everybody is at the bottom I talk about the arrangement by following my chart through all its repeat signs, and the way that I describe it, I try to limit it to one piece of paper. We'll get you through the piece correctly, but you really can't ever trust a chart or a video to be for sure about a piece of music. You really should listen to it a ton. If you need to, you could try to slow it down with some software. I use QuickTime 7, it's a universal program to slow down tracks. That's how you'll really get it in your ear and hear all those details. Maybe sing it or have a friend sing it with you. And enjoy the song called Blackbird. Keep enjoying music every day, everybody.